What is going on, Lions fans? The Pride Podcast is back for another pregame show. On today's episode, we have our inactives, we have our keys for offense and defense, we have our Lions picks, and we have our bold predictions and locks of the week, all on our pregame show of the Pride Podcast. Yerp.
The Pride Podcast Productions.
Hey, you're good enough for Detroit, Jay.
But he can't bear what comes with
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes. I will beat your ass.
Here comes that pressure. Mayfield in the middle. It's intercepted. It's Derek Barnes. Seattle's got to make a stop. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to throw it back to Goff. Who had that on the bingo card? And a second. Here's a little trickery. St. Brown back to Goff. Lee Flicker's got Laporta wide open. Sam Laporta foot race towards the end zone. Diving touchdown. Unreal. 52 for the win. It is just good. Just inside the upright. Jake Bates, hometown hero. And the Lions have come all the way back. Here comes the heat. It's Hutchinson again. Number 3, the hat trick for Aiden Hutchinson.
Blocked there by Zylstra. It's caught by Jamison Williams. There he goes. Foot race with Miller. Foot race with Savage. That is 6 for number 9.
Just like the white rain does, sing songs and I should sing it. Ooh, baby, ooh, yeah, ooh. Just like the white rain does, sing songs and I should sing it. Say, ooh, baby, ooh, say, ooh.
Man, let's go, man. One hell of
What
an
is-
intro, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's go, baby. It is game day, baby. What is going on, everybody? Week 2, Detroit Lions, Chicago Bears. Welcome in. I am your host, Tyler. Join my main guy, as always, Mr. Malcolm Hart. Malcolm, how are you feeling, brother?
Woo! What's going on, man? I'm back, yo, man. Yo, we got week 2, man. It's time. This is bounce back week. I'm ready.
Yeah, you know what? I looked at it last 3 years, right? 2022, 2023, 2024. The Lions have started 1-1 every single year. You know, every single year. But it's been the other way around where they've won week 1 but have lost week 2 outside of 2022. But the last 2 years it's been vice versa. So I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling really good today. I don't want to put the must-win stamp, but this is damn near as close as it gets to a must-win game, I think, in week 2. Because if the Lions fall 0-2, lose to 2 division opponents to start the year, man, oh man, then I think there's going to be some it's going to be loud. I'll say that. It'll be very loud. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about the inactives, and then we'll talk about the keys for the Lions offense and defense. Malcolm, you want to go ahead and start off with the Lions inactive report?
Yerp. So, yeah, for the Detroit Lions injury inactive list, we have safety Thomas Harper. He is inactive. Running back Sione Vaki. He is inactive. Trevor Nowatzki, linebacker, inactive. Tyler Lacey is also inactive. Chris Smith, defensive lineman, inactive. And Tyrus Wheat is also inactive. Yerp.
No, there's the Lions inactive report. Nothing surprising, and Taylor Decker's in. That's huge because he was on the injury report all week, didn't practice all week, and he's good to go. He's going to be starting at left tackle. And then Kirby Joseph was one guy that popped up in the injury report on Friday. It was questionable. He's good to go as well. So good news on the Lions front. No surprises there. So very good to see. No big inactive. So going off with the Bears inactives, we got defensive back Kyler Gordon. We got offensive lineman Ozzie Trapilo. We got wide receiver Jareed Walker. Quarterback Case Keenum. I didn't even know he was on the Chicago Bears still right now. Okay. We got offensive lineman Kareen. Oh my. First one of the year. All right, there we go. We're gonna stick with that. Kareem.
Just Kareem. It's just Kareem.
Yeah, all right. And then defensive lineman Shamar Turner, who was a second-round pick for the Bears, I believe, last year. So 2 second-round picks I noticed on this list for the Chicago Bears. Grady Jarrett is active for the Chicago Bears. He's going to be playing for them, their veteran addition. So there you go. There is the inactive reports for both teams. So let's start off with this offense, Malcolm. Last week was a shit show, right? They couldn't get anything going, right? The offensive line was a mess. Playing call wasn't all that great. Jared Goff wasn't at his best. What do you see today that you think that could be a difference for the Lions offense that wasn't a thing last week?
I mean, they just got to get back to the basics, man. They got to get back to this running game. This offensive line has to play well. They need to get everything straight up with the offensive line and getting the running game going, man. That's what they have to do. That's their identity. If they could, get that going this week, that'll be a positive for the Lions.
What's the confidence level that you have such a bad game offensively last week that they could just go ahead and turn it around next week like today?
Man, last week was a complete shit show. I mean, as far as like the offensive line, I mean, they just look confused. I mean, the rookie out there, he looked confused. I mean, it was a bad, week one game. Just horrible. Hopefully they scratch the tape, and they get things going. I don't see Dan Campbell having shit shows like that, twice in a row, like back to back. I just don't see it.
Yeah. And I'm kind of in agreement too. I think last week was it was rough, man, right? They couldn't really get anything established offensively. I think today is a better matchup. And I got a question for you. It's a little off topic, but something that happened on Thursday, right? It was Packers Commanders playing, right?
Yeah.
Did you watch any of that game on Thursday?
I didn't. I was coaching.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Packers.
well,
Fuck the Packers.
Packers look dominant out there, right? And I was gonna ask, does the perspective change a little bit? Maybe the Packers are just a very good football team, and that was a tough week one matchup going into Lambeau Field. That's not an easy atmosphere, and especially when you have a lot of new offensive linemen playing a new spot, essentially, right? You got Mahogany stepping in at left guard, who has, had a cup of coffee in the NFL. You have Tate Ratledge making his NFL debut. You have Graham Glasgow shifting back to center. Going into Lambeau Field, playing the Green Bay Packers that just has a amped up crowd that just acquired Micah Parsons. Do you think that is some merit to it, that is just a very tough atmosphere and tough crowd to step in week one with all that new pieces coming in?
Yeah, I mean, playing in Lambeau is always a tough atmosphere. No matter, what year it is, playing Lambeau is always tough.
Right.
I wouldn't look at that like, oh yeah, that's the reason why the Lions lost, just because the Packers are good. We had too many mistakes. We made way too many mistakes. I mean, the offensive line played like shit. The play calling was, wasn't to the standard. They have to be better, no matter who we're playing and where we're playing. Dan Campbell say, doesn't matter we're playing on a land field or it doesn't matter where the fuck we're playing at. They got to be ready to go, and they weren't ready to go. And that's how it was at the end of the day. They weren't ready to go. Like I said, the offensive line. There was a play that I think I saw them blocking each other. What are we what were we doing there? You know what I mean? So it's they have to play better. I mean, that's just at the end of the day, the offensive line has to play better. We got to get the running game going. We can't be averaging 2.1 yards per carry. We can't be doing that.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm not trying to make an excuse for it, right? We lost, right? It was bad all around. And like you said, I think it comes down to preparation. I just feel like they were not mentally prepared for that game. I feel like they were, but once they stepped on that field, it was man, this is a different field. And I feel like as Lions fans, right, we've been spoiled the last 3 years, just going into Lambeau Field, taking over their stadium, winning games there. I heard a quote from the other day from Richard Sherman. He was on the Kay Adams show, and he goes, I don't care what year it was, I have never beat the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. That's just a tough place to beat them. I've beat them at home before, but I've never beat the Green Bay Packers on the road. And I think we've gotten spoiled so much that every time we expect to step into Lambeau Field, we expect to win that game. So I expect it's going to be better today. This is your home opener. You have to be better today. This is a big statement game for the Detroit Lions after what they showed last week. They have to get back on track, and they have to look like the Detroit Lions that we've seen since this identity has been changed since 2022. And I expect the results to be better today. Now, do I expect the Bears are just going to roll over? This is a good defense as well. I mean, this is a Dennis Allen-led defense. They got some playmakers as well, but I think it's going to be a better show today, and it has to be, frankly. You got too many superstars on this offense for it not to be a better show. Elite running back with Jahmyr Gibbs, elite running back with David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta. There's just too many pieces to have an offense like you did last week, and I expect it to be better today. You're at home, like I said, home opener. Crowd's gonna be rocking. You got to give them something to cheer for today, and like I said, I'm expecting that today.
My only concern with this offense, and getting things going this week, is that we're playing against a guy that knows our quarterback inside and out. I mean, I think you're looking at Ben Johnson in his time here. I'm pretty sure he knows Goff's strengths, and he definitely knows Goff's weaknesses. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna test, Goff's weaknesses a lot in this game. So that's gonna be a big question. How is gonna be the whole Ben Johnson, not here no more, knowing the offense like the back of his hand, knowing the guys' weaknesses and their strengths. How is that going to work? Like, are we going to overcome that hurdle? I think that's going to be a big hurdle that we're going to have to see if we're going to be able to overcome.
It's a big test for Johnny Moore, who's gotten a lot of flock this week from Lions fans.
Yeah, he did.
For a guy that's gotten a lot of flock, like, this is a big, I think, prove it week for him as well. Like, he has to show that he's capable for this job, and I think win some of the trust back for Lions fans, because it was bad last week, right? And I'm not here to judge him after one game, but if we see it multiple weeks in and out, then the narrative's going to get even louder, right? So this is a big week for everyone, right? But like, especially I think Johnny Moore, for his debut as a Detroit Lions offensive coordinator, he has to get it right. He has to be creative. Like you said, Ben Johnson knows these guys in and out, essentially all these guys, right? Like David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Goff, especially offensive line. Like, he knows these guys inside and out. It hasn't really changed as much as far as personnel. So we'll see what Johnny Moe's got in his bag today. He's got to get creative, and he's got to outduel Dennis Allen in this Chicago Bears defense, and that's going to be something interesting to watch. But I'm looking at this interior especially because it was a really rough game for them last week, and this is the whole offensive line in general, right? I'm expecting a bounce back for this Lions offensive line. Interior still has some question marks with the players that got in there, but the tackles are just too good to have a performance like they did last week. A guy like Penei Sewell, I thought was not on his A game last week. I expect him to be better today. So Lions offensive line, like you said, has to be on their A game, and you got to go back to the bread and butter, and hopefully they can get that running game established, because like we said, once you get that running game established, that's when the fireworks open. So we'll see what happens, man. It's a big test for this team today.
Yeah, we can't go 2 weeks in a row without running game like that. If we're not, we're running games like that 2 weeks in a row, I don't know, man. I'm really gonna have question marks. I'm gonna have big question marks at that point.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. If they can't get the running game established, this is going to be an interesting post-game show. This is going to be an interesting post-game show, and just the offense in general. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm okay to give not an excuse, but like a little lead back week one, but it has to be corrected right away. So we'll see what happens today. And then we'll judge, then we'll judge more. So, all right, switching gears to the defensive side of the ball, by a Ben Johnson led offense, right? This is going to be his second game as the leader of the Chicago Bears, playing against his team in Detroit. What are you expecting this Lions defense to do to Caleb Williams and this Ben Johnson offense?
Again, man, They know this team. They know these guys' weaknesses. Like Ben Johnson, been with this team for a long time. Know these guys, and all these practices. With the offense against the defense, and then he knows, where these guys are weak at. So I think Ben Johnson he's going to attack these guys. He's going to know who's a weak link on the offense, on defense, and he's going to attack that person. That's why I see that happen. That's why I see what's happening. So I'm hoping the Lions can adjust. I mean, this is going to be a big statement game for our defense coordinator. See, if Coach Shep is able to, get these guys in the best position to, make plays.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, as far as their playmakers, right? They're the players to watch out for. Something that was interesting for me in their week one matchup was, and he's healthy today, but week one when they played the Vikings on Monday Night Football, DeAndre Swift was the only running back to get carries for the team outside of DJ Moore, who's a receiver. So like, that's not going to happen very often. They didn't go to their back running back at all. Today, Roshan Johnson is active. But talking to some Bears people this week, it sounds like it's the DeAndre Swift show in Chicago. And that was a little interesting to me because since Ben's been here, I don't know if it's a Ben or Dan Campbell thing, but since at least Ben's been the offensive coordinator here, the Lions have been very heavy to running backs, right? Like if it was Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift back in 2022, or back in, what it is now since 2023, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. What are your thoughts on the Bears kind of going just to the straight DeAndre Swift show?
It's interesting because, when he was here, we had a lot of questions about his durability and his health. So having him as like the lead back, the 3-down back, is he going to survive all year? That's going to be a question for the Bears fan and how the Bears going to want to operate on that. But DeAndre Swift, he's a great back, man. I loved him when he was here. I think he's one of those backs that can make big plays when the ball's in his hands, and then he makes guys miss an open field. So, I mean, if he's their best back, I don't see why not, but it's just his health. How is he going to be able to last through the whole year?
Yeah. Something you mentioned too, Ben Johnson really knowing this defense and set it out, practicing with them 3 times a week, right? We know the Lions love to run man coverage, right? And with the Bears' weapons, right, you got guys like DJ Moore, you got guys like Roman Dunze. They draft Colson Level in the first round this year. They have Cole Kmet, who's kind of been a thrown to the Lions the last couple of years. I feel like every time we play him, he kind of has a big game versus us. But looking at these pass catchers, do you expect the Lions to adjust a little bit, or do you think this is going to be the same MO, man coverage, bring it on?
I mean, from what I saw last week, they didn't just run man coverage every play. Like a lot of it was a lot of zones. We saw some, linemen dropping back in coverage in the zones. So I think they're gonna stick with that identity, and they're gonna just mix it up. I'm gonna see them playing man coverage the whole game, and if they do, man, that's not gonna be good because, like I said, Ben Johnson knows who's good in coverage, who's bad, and who's he's gonna target that guy. If we're in man coverage the entire game and he knows like, okay, this guy, Terron Arnold, he's on that side. Let's just put our best guy on him and and to see how Terron can cover that guy. He knows our weaknesses. So I just think they're gonna mix it up. Hopefully they mix it up. Things are not the same, because if they are, then Ben Johnson's gonna know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, you want to make it as confusing as possible for Caleb Williams in this game. That's the best case scenario. Mixing some zone, mixing some man. I think it's gonna be one of those things. Is like they're gonna mix it up a lot early in the first quarter, second quarter, and I think once they kind of figure out what's working, maybe you go a little more heavy in that second half, just depending on how the game is. And if the mix up is working, then obviously keep up the mix up. But like if something's working more than the other, maybe you go more prominent man in the second half or more prominent zone, whatever is working, right? So I think the first quarter is going to be a really big telling. You mix it up, see what's working. You don't want to have too much of a test trial. Like you don't want to have like big explosive plays mixed in there, obviously. But that's going to be interesting because like you said, Ben Johnson just knows so much about this team. I don't think you could just have one set game plan going into it, either side of the ball. Like you just have to see what the game flow is going and go with the best, whatever's working in the game. It's hard to kind of just preset a game plan and then say, I'm going to stick with it all game. I just feel like it's not one of those type of games you can do that with Ben Johnson there on the other side, knowing so much of the Detroit Lions.
Let me ask you a question. Did you watch the Bears game last week? Like, how was Ben Johnson in the offense? Like, were they like creative? Were they making like a lot of shifting, a lot of motion?
Yeah.
How was it?
Yeah, they did the 6 offensive linemen, kind of like with the skipper.
6 offensive linemen.
They did run a little bit of that. They ran a lot of 12 personnel with 2 tight ends out there with Loveland and Cole Kmet. And then, like I mentioned, it was just really DeAndre Swift. They didn't really get DJ Moore involved as much as I think they wanted to. So maybe that's something they emphasized wanted to do a little bit more this week. But it was a lot of a Roman Dunze. I think he's one of those guys that could be looking for, or not a breakout year necessarily, but like a year 2 jump, right? Because he was okay year 1, I feel like. This is the guy they drafted in the first round last year. So I think they're expecting big things out of a Dunze. So it looks like he could be their prominent receiver, or they want to go with a 1A, 1B with him and Moore. So something I'm curious to see, though, is that something they did add a lot this offseason was to their offensive line, especially their interior, right? They go out there, trade for Jonah Jackson, one of our former guys from the Rams. They bring in Joe Toney from the Chiefs, and they bring in Drew Dahlman. So I talked to some Bears guys. I'm like, do you notice anything different from that week 1? They said not necessarily week 1, but this is something that they've put a lot of resources in, and this is something they want to, establish, right? Is their offensive line play, get more better in pass protection, and get that running game going for the Chicago Bears. So we'll see. I mean, they have some new additions there, and it's going to be a big game. The Lions' defensive line has to be able to generate some pressure, because that was something they were just not doing last week, was generating pressure. So you expect a better game from them, especially guys like Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport, who were really quiet last week. So hopefully they could step up and have a big game.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge, man. Can our defensive line get some pressure on the quarterback this week? Because we didn't see that last week. We didn't see much of that last week. So this week, I mean, they got set up huge, man. We need some pressure. We need to make Caleb Williams uncomfortable. We have to, because if not, man, they're just dropping back and just dumping the ball off and making plays, and man, it's gonna be a long one if that happens.
You know, it's something that's different I saw with Caleb. I know it's only one game, so I don't want to say that's going to be like the whole identity all year, but they let him run a little bit more than they did last year, and he was having some success running the ball. And that's something that was something the Lions were not very great at last year, is stopping the running quarterbacks.
Wait, he runs? He's running this year?
He had a rushing touchdown last week for 17, 18 yards.
Oh no!
So it looks like they're letting him use his legs a little bit more than the past regime. So I don't know. We'll see what happens if that's going to be a continued trend. But that's something I did notice a little bit, that they were letting him use his legs, letting him extend plays a little bit. So yeah, they have to get pressure to him. They have to get him down. And big thing this week too, that they were really bad last week, third down. When you get him into those third and mediums, third and longs, you have to get off that field. So
yeah,
something that they just did not do a good job last week for the Packers.
Yeah, and don't be dropping the damn lineman on third down, man.
No,
don't be dropping Aiden Hutchinson on third down. Let's not do
His
that.
job's to go after the quarterback.
Yeah, let's not do that no more.
What happened to the good old NASCAR formation? Just go send straight 4 defensive ends and go after the quarterback.
Send everybody, man.
If it's 3rd and 7 and farther, that's what I want out there, honestly.
Yeah. Cover. I mean, I won't mind a cover 0. Just blitz everybody.
Yeah, well, that's
cover
a little
0.
different, but yeah. I don't need to see DJ Reader out there. I don't need to see Roy Lopez on a 3rd and 7 out there. I want to see 4 defensive ends, and I don't even. The problem is I don't know if we have 4 defensive ends on our roster. That's
no, we don't. You're gonna have to put Al Qadim Muhammad.
It's Al Qadim Muhammad, Hutch. I guess they do. Davenport. I guess you could put O'Connor there. So they have the formation that could do it. Yeah, O'Connor's a tweener to play defensive tackle or end.
I don't think they'll be able to push the pocket with those 4. You'll get that one side with Aiden Hutchinson, but the rest of the 3, I think they're going to struggle.
Maybe put Reader in there then.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah. All right. Let's do our Lions picks / bold predictions, and then Locks of the Weeks are back this week. Locks of the Weeks are back.
Wait, I didn't even think about that either. All right, cool.
Yeah. Rough week for us last week. We went 0-1. We all went 0-1 last week. We all picked the Lions to cover last week. They were underdogs. That was not the case. Lions are, let's see, at the time right now, I believe when I last checked, it was 6.5. Let's see if that line is staying. The Lions are still 6.5 point favorites. We'll read Pierre's predictions first, so I'll give Malcolm a little time to think about it. He has the Lions winning this game 27-20, so that's just right at the cover. So he has them winning and covering. So he is going Lions 27-20, Lions to cover 6.5. His bold prediction is Arnold's going to get that first career pick, and he's going to have 2 pass breakups. So that is Pierre's
bold as shit. Bold as shit.
Yeah.
That is bold.
What are you thinking here, Malcolm? 6.5 point spread.
Yeah, 6.5 point spread, man. Shit. They can't fuck this up 2 weeks in a row. Lions, they have to win this game. Not really, it's not like a must win, but I think the Lions just bounce back. I just don't see them losing 2 weeks in a row like that. I'm gonna go 31, 24 Lions.
Okay, so winning and covering the game. All right. This one's tough. I think the Lions win this game. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait.
My bad.
My bold. All right. So yeah. I don't know how much of a bold this is, but I think our running backs do go off. I'm gonna say both Jameer and Monty both get a touchdown, and they both go over 60 yards.
Okay, that's fair. Fair enough. I think that's fair enough. All right, I have the Lions winning this game. Do they cover the 6.5 point spread? That's a big spread right there, and I think the Bears are going to be gritty. I think they're going to be in this game a little bit. Man, I'll take it. I'm going to take the Lions spread in this game. I don't feel confident betting on it, but I'll take it as far as in the podcast. I'm going to go 28-21 Lions in this game, barely covering the spread, but they win this game by a touchdown. Bold prediction. How bold do we want to get here? You know what? I saw it in the intro. I saw it in the video. I saw the clip today.
Don't you say Jared Goff touchdown? Don't say it.
You read my mind. Jared Goff is going to catch a touchdown today. thrown
Bullshit.
by Amon-Ra St. Brown.
If they even
Let's say a
attempt that
big
play,
FU to Ben Johnson.
if they even attempt that play, Johnny Moore, he would gain all my respect back. If they even attempt that play, I just don't think he has it in him. I don't think we're not gonna see. I don't think we're gonna see, like the trick plays. I don't. Let's see if we run one this week. Let's see. But if he does, he earned my respect. I just don't see it happening.
I saw it in the intro. I was looking through the clips.
Jared
Jared
Goff
Goff
touchdown
is
now.
going to catch a touchdown. You know, he's going to out-create him. Ben Johnson say, hey, F you. I can do this job. It's just as good as you. Jared Goff catches a touchdown today.
Like I said, they even attempt that shit. I'll be happy. I don't care if he catches it or not. I don't care if he catches it or not. As long as they even attempt it.
Ben is the type of sicko to prepare for this, though. He's the type of sicko to prepare for a Jared Goff receiving touchdown.
I don't know why. I mean, he's not there no more.
Yeah. I had two guys I thought were going to catch touchdowns today. I was going to say either Jared Goff or Taylor Decker. I'm going to say one or the other. It's going to be one or the other going to catch a touchdown today. So that's my bold prediction. Lions winning. That's my bold prediction. All right. Locks of the week are back. We didn't do them last week because the Lions played at 4:25. Let's do our first locks of the week. Peter won last year, so I gave him the honorary first pick of the locks of the week for the 2025 season. He's taking the Los Angeles Rams minus 5.5 against the Tennessee Titans. That is his lock.
Okay.
Malcolm, I'll give you honors. I'll give you the second pick.
All right. Mine might be kind of crazy. And I'm kind of biased here.
Can I guess it?
Which one?
Is this your state that you're living in right now?
No, fuck no.
Oh, okay.
Dolphins, they're ass.
I thought you were gonna take the Patriots because it's to hate on the Dolphins.
No, I'm not even gonna do that. But you're kind of close because it's a former Patriot. Let's talk about the San Francisco 49ers -3 over the New Orleans Saints. And the reason why is because Mac Jones is the starting quarterback. So I'm ready for it. Who? Mike Jones. Mac Jones. Let's go, man.
I was thinking about that. What a crazy turn. We had a whole back and forth for months. What the San Francisco 49ers should have done with that number 3 pick, right? In 2021. Yeah. All for this fucker to just land up in San Francisco on the 49ers 4 years later after they don't draft him.
There it is. I told you he was wanted all along, man. He was wanted all along. They wanted him the whole time. But they had to go with Trey Lance because he was it was a safer pick. The safer pick. But now they know. They say, hey, we need Mac. Who? Mac Jones.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable how this game works sometimes. Unbelievable how this game works.
Watch the ball out. Watch the ball out.
Oh, my God.
That would be fucking wild. He has a 300-yard passing game, 4 touchdowns. Everybody be like, what the?
There's no way that happens. There's no way that happens.
Mac Jones. Who?
You're still riding with this guy, aren't you?
Hey, man, till the wheels fall off, man. Let's go.
This is your guy.
I don't jump the bandwagon, man. You know how long ago I was with Tees.
Yeah.
Till the wheels fall off, man. Till the wheels fall off.
Those wheels have officially fallen off, so you could.
Yeah, those wheels are gone. All wheels are gone. God damn. Yeah, those wheels are gone.
All right. You know what? I have 2 of them right now that I've been debating between right now. It's between your hometown team, the Miami Dolphins, not hometown, but it's the state that you're currently living in, right? I'm thinking about taking the Patriots because they're plus right now. They're plus 1.5. So I'm thinking about taking that. But one that I think I'm going to go a little safer here. Dallas Cowboys minus 5.5 against the New York Giants. Dak Prescott is 13-0 against the New York Giants. Has never lost a game to them. They're at home. It's their home opener. And honestly, versus Philly week 1, I thought they kind of held their ground. They didn't end up winning the game, but I thought Dak made some big-time throws that just weren't catched. CeeDee Lamb had a really rough game. Jake Ferguson had a rough drop in the end zone. I think Dallas Cowboys bounced back today, taking the Dallas Cowboys minus 5.5. I think they should beat the New York Giants pretty convincingly today. So that is my lock. If I were to throw in another one, though, if you want to add a little extra play with it, don't go spread. Throw in Lions money line. Very confident in the Lions money line today with the Cowboys spread.
Oh, so you're giving people a parlay? You're giving a nice parlay.
Throw in Tigers money line while you're at it. They lost 2 to Miami today or this weekend. They're going to win this weekend too. They're going to win today.
You said Tigers?
I'm throwing baseball in there too.
You're throwing baseball in this parlay.
We're throwing
football. You're giving the whole ticket.
I might have placed it. I might have placed it.
Yeah, look at this guy.
I want to place that leg. So if you want to win with me, that's the winning leg. Cowboys spread, Lions money line, Tigers money line. Book it. Book it.
Let's go.
All right. Do we have anything else to add? Tim in the comments says Tesla touchdown today? Question mark.
They said they're gonna give him more burn. So let's see. I mean, I don't know, man. That guy, he's a talent. He's one hell of a talent. I can see him having like he could be one of those guys. Like you know how like everywhere we have those guys. Like a rookie drafted mid round, no expectations, but then they just blow the fuck up.
They go like Puka Nacua, like you're saying.
I'm talking about like like Amaral. Like Amaral, you dropped in fourth round. Like shit like that.
Puka's the fifth.
Yeah, Puka. Same thing with Puka. But I don't see them like beating him the ball like Puka. Like he's not gonna be our number one receiver.
Well, they just don't have the targets for him. Like
exactly. But he has a talent, man. He's gonna be really good. He has the size, the speed, he's very athletic, and he has great hands. I mean, he has it all. So he could blow the fuck up. He could be one of those guys.
I'm hoping to see him more today. Campbell said they are going to see more of him today. I thought it was a little too much Khalif Raymond last week, so I think this is like just instead of Khalif Raymond snaps, give those to Tesla. I think it gives you more of a better offensive option.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right, I think that's going to be a wrap to today's show. 20 minutes till kickoff. Let's go, boys. Prepare. And then after the game, we will be live right here on X and on YouTube. Malcolm, you know what today is? You know what today is?
Sunday? Oh, episode 400.
Episode 400 is
400
today.
400.
So we got that in store. And how poetic would it be for the Lions to beat the Bears on episode 400? I think that would be great.
That'd be amazing. But it'll be tragic if
they lose. If they lose, and that's episode 400. My goodness. Hopefully not. I'm not even putting that energy out there.
I might have to make it episode 399.5. So it won't be 400.
Because that can't be episode 400.
Like I can't. That will not be. We cannot allow that to be episode 400. So it'll be 399.5. If we lose this game, but we'll see what happens, man. Either we're gonna have episode 399.5 or we're at episode 400.
We're having episode 400 today.
We're at episode 400, man. 400. Let's go.
So, in honor to a good friend of mine that is not with us anymore, Andy Isaac, his go-to saying with all the time, "Fuck the Bears."
The Bears.
Today is a great week for the Lions to honor him today.
Yeah.
Fuck the Bears. Love you, Andy. I know you're watching the game today, so
yes, sir.
hopefully they win for him today, man. This is a big game for the Lions, big game for Andy Isaac. So fuck the Bears. We're out of here, guys. Hope you guys all enjoyed. I'm out, guys. Peace.
All right, y'all. It's your boy Malcolm, and I'll see y'all at post game show. I'm out of here. Peace.